sing for the lighthouse. Lord, I owe my life to Him. You see, Jesus is the lighthouse. And from the rock to sin, and shone His light of love around me. And I really see just what it wasn't for the lighthouse. Tell me where would my defeat? Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Let the church say, praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
I feel a spirit of praise and honor in my heart because of the one and only true God. Because He's a God that cannot fail. He's a God of all flesh, and there's nothing too hard for Him. And too many times we fail to take time out to give Him all the praise and glory that is due His name. But He deserves praise continuously. We ought to keep a praise in our hearts. And we should never be too busy to take time out to say thank you, Lord, for all the good things He has done. So at this time, if you will, let's give God a praise. Go ahead and praise Him right now in your own way. In your own way. Give it God! Magnify His name. Glorify His name. Glorify. And He's ready to be praised. Great is the Lord. And He's ready to be praised. He is a great God and Savior. He is a man. The first and the last. The Alpha and Omega. The Almighty God. He that is and was and is to come. King of kings. Lord of lords. conclude our lesson on how to overcome inferiority. I think this is the 5th series, and we will entitle this portion on how to deal with rejection. Is that all right? We're using the life of Gideon. As we allow the house to be in order, as the word go forth, we are using the life of Gideon. How that God encouraged him beyond himself to make a stand. And God delivered him from inferiority. He taught him how to press past his fears. We found out that obedience is a key to deliverance. We also saw that in order for you to do and to be, you must first believe that God is, and you must have confidence that He is able to use you in that capacity or whatever it is you're trying to do. In other words, Gideon learned that not only did he have to believe that God was able, but he had to also believe in himself. He had to believe that he was who God said he was. And God convinced him that he had the faith and the strength to go forward. As He, I pray, is convincing some of you, amen, that you no longer have to walk with your head bowed down low. You no longer have to give in to the spirit of inferiority and low self-esteem. If you just follow the word of God and follow the life of Gideon, it'll lead you right out of it. And so now, Gideon, our last lesson was on having a for sure confirmation. God built Gideon's faith up to the fact that to the point that he knew that God was with him and that he would be the one. And so he went forth to battle. We also found out that once you are delivered and you're no longer being bogged down by spirits of oppression, inferiorities, and low self-esteem, your speech changes. You no longer talk the way you used to talk. Now you talk with confidence. You talk with assurity, because now you have learned to believe in God and then to believe in yourself, that God is able to help you. And we realized that there will be folks who will not like your change. Amen. They would try to cause you to go back to the way you were. Even though they knew the way you were miserable, you were weak, you were vulnerable. But some people don't mind seeing you in that state. Some because of envy, some because they feel it's to their advantage to try to take advantage of you. But in the life of Gideon, we found that that was a way to withstand that and to keep pushing past your fears. Though you may feel afraid on the inside, you keep fighting on the outside until that fear leaves. So now Gideon has went forth with 300 men. We also talked about in the previous lessons how Gideon went forth to battle with 30,000 men, and God said, "You got too many people." So he had to downsize his army. And what did God do? God told him to discern and analyze the people around him. When you're trying to change your way of being and trying to walk with a new walk, you also have to discern the company you keep. You have to be sure that you're not surrounded by those of negative influence. You have to be sure that your circle of influence is that of a positive matter, that which is in tune with God and with what God wants you to do and be. Amen. Gideon lost out of 30 men, he ended up with 300. Because the crowd is around don't mean the crowd gives you strength. See, a lot of things hide in the crowd. But when you break that crowd down, I feel a virtue, you begin to see exactly what you're dealing with. And so Gideon understood that in order for him, amen, to go forth and to lose his self-esteem and to lose that inferiority complex, sometimes you have to change your company. You have to change the people you walk around and hang around. Amen? Because many of the people had fear. Many of the people's minds were not on deliverance. And even the scripture says, if you walk with a quarrelsome man, you'll become quarrelsome. If you hang around people full of doubt, then that doubt could spread onto you. So you need to surround yourself with people that are headed in that same direction. Amen. That understand the change that is taking place in your life. Now, Gideon chapter 8, Gideon is fighting the battle. And he's encouraged now. And he's going forth with his 300 men. He's overcome his inferiority complex. But as he travels in his journey, even after his deliverance and his change of mind, he still finds opposition that's coming his way. Once you become strengthened, once you become assured of yourself and you have confidence that God is with you and that you're walking in the right direction, you can rejoice in that, but by no means should you think that your trials and testings are over. Because now that you've come through, you're going to be trying to see how solid you really are. And even in your victory, the devil will send certain situations, and God will allow certain situations to come your way to try your heart and your faith to see if you are steadfast. And Gideon is finding this out. He's already began the battle. And he's winning. He called all the brethren together, and the children of Israel, and he sent them out to battle. And they were moving because of him. He was an impetus. He was on fire for God. And in verse 8, chapter 1, book of Judges, read.
And he went up thence to Gideon.
Chapter 8, verse 1, book of Judges.
And the men of Ephraim said unto him, Why hast thou served us thus, that thou callest us not, when thou wentest to fight with the Midianites? And they did chide with him sharply. And he said unto them, What have I done now in comparison of you? Is not the gleaning of the grapes of Ephraim better than the vintage of Abizar? God hath delivered unto your hands the princes of Midian, Oreb and Zeb. And what was I able to do in comparison of you? Then their anger was abated toward him when he had said that.
Now Gideon's on fire now. He's no longer hiding. He's no longer walking in fear. He has went forth, and the enemy is on the run. But the brethren, the men of Ephraim, he called them out to the battle and told them, listen, take your men and go over there and you'll overcome the enemy. And they did, and they reaped a great reward. But as Gideon continued to fight, they came to Gideon and they said, why didn't you call us as you continue to fight the battle? Gideon said, wait a minute. Didn't you just get a victory? I sent you somewhere and you received a victory over the enemy. The victory that you won is greater than what I'm doing now. And as Gideon began to talk, they understood he made sense. Now, he's overcoming his inferiority. He's walking in his strength. But he's finding out that you can't please everybody all the time. He's also finding out that sometimes people are blind to the good that you do. And they're blind to the blessings that they have. So Gideon had to not be discouraged. Now, they had caught him at the beginning of his lesson, he'd have been all shaken. But he didn't let them cause him to become bitter. He had just sent them in a pathway that would bless them. And here they forgot that quick, and they're accusing him of leaving them out. But he was not moved. Because you see, he'd overcome his inferiorities. He did not allow them to cause him to feel as though he was being unfair, because he knew where he stood. He had confidence, you understand? And so he told them and caused them to open their eyes. And he rejected that negative feeling of being unfair. He didn't receive it because he knew who he was now. You see, so when you're walking in deliverance, and you say you no longer will bow down to the beggarly elements of this world, inferiority, low self-esteem, and you strive and you stand and you begin to do good things for people in the name of the Lord, and these same people come around and they blame you for overlooking them. Before, you might have felt all down, what did I do wrong? But now you don't feel that way because you know you were sure in your heart. He spoke up. Sometimes when you just stand still and speak up, maybe somebody's eyes will be opened. But you can't be double-minded. You can't allow people to move you off of what you know is right. And the Holy Ghost told me to tell you, above all, you cannot allow people to tell you that you are wrong in what you know you're doing in the right way. How are you going to tell me that what I'm doing and what God has given me to do is wrong, which he's given it to me? How can someone else tell you unless God spoke to him? But if you know that you are sure walking in the right path, see, you have to know this. Because somebody will come with a sincere heart in the name of the Lord, but God didn't send them. And you will be turned off your course because you were not sure within yourself. Gideon learned to be sure. You put down that low self-esteem and you have confidence in your choices, in your stand. For sure confirmation. Know what God has told you. Know the things you have overcome. Know, amen, the changes that have taken place in your life. And it's good that you know this because, see, people will always come and try to get you to remember the trash. Remember how you used to be. Or you're excited about the change. You're excited about, man, I'm on fire for God. And all of a sudden somebody will come, well, I remember when you used to. Or I'm on a virtue. You're trying to relate. You're trying to talk. And you're feeling pretty good about yourself because normally you don't open up, but you're opening up now. But it seems like your words are not getting anywhere because the people you're talking to, instead of dealing with the issue at hand, they always say, well, I know you always do this and say that. Well, once you learn to make a stand, these things don't bother you anymore. Because now you know what you know. And you're not moved. So Gideon learned to know his actions. And as he moved with integrity of his own heart, he learned not to let other people cause him to doubt his decisions and his choices. And he allowed not the complaints of others to confuse his mind. He learned not to be moved by emotion. These men were upset. Listen, they were sincere. Why did you leave us out? But he never left them out. They just forgot. They were speaking by their own emotions. When people come to you judging you by their own emotions, stand still and stand your ground. Because the emotions feel real, don't make them right. Know what you know. And Gideon stood his ground. And then they let him alone and he broke it down to them. Read.
And Gideon came to Jordan and passed over, he and the 300 men that were with him, faint, yet pursuing them. And he said to the men of Sukkot, give, I pray you, loaves of bread unto the people that follow me. For they be faint, and I am pursuing after Zebah and Zalmunna, kings of Midian. And the princes of Sukkot said, are the hands of Zebah and Zalmunna now in thine hand, that we should give bread unto thine army? And Gideon said, therefore, when the Lord hath delivered Zebah and Zalmunna into my hand, then I will tear your flesh with the thorns of the wilderness and with briars. And he went up thence to Peniel, and spake to them likewise. And the men of Peniel answered him as the men of Sukkot had answered him. And he spake also unto the men of Peniel, saying, when I come again in peace, I will break down this tower.
Now Gideon's on the move. He's pursuing the enemy that's left. And he goes through this certain town, and he says, listen, we are tired. We're hungry. We've been fighting all day. Listen, give my men and me some food and some bread that we may eat and continue on our journey. And these men said, oh, do you already have these kings in your hands? Have you already overcome? You want us to feed you as though you've already been victorious. They said, we're not giving you anything. Gideon said, when I come back from the battle, then I'm going to take care of you. Went to the next city, and they said the same thing. Who are you? You already devoured these kings. You want us to feed you as though you are victorious, as though you have made progress. They said, we won't give you anything. Gideon said, when I come back in peace. Notice it. Remember the first story of Gideon? He was hiding his food because he was afraid. But now he's on the road. He was tired, but he didn't quit. He was tired, but they didn't give up. And when he asked these men for food that they may receive strength, he did not allow their rejection to stop him. Are you listening?